I want everyone to know before we go into this, we all here own an Xbox One, and I believe we all use Windows. So please don't take this ass ripping.
Only for work.
Yeah, please don't take this ass ripping of Microsoft as us being biased against them, because we definitely are not. Jonathan, please tell us what Mr. Tim Sweeney, co-founder of Epic Games, had to say about the new Windows, was it platform, Universal Platform?
Yeah, he based
UWP.
yep, the UWP. He basically launched into last week a paranoid rant about where he believes Microsoft might be trying to take game developers in the future, um, concerning the UWP and the App Store, the Windows App Store. And it's just his opinion of like what he thinks Microsoft might be doing in the future, which is basically consolidating all distribution through Microsoft. So they would hold the storefront keys, and all game developers and distributors would have to go through them to sell their games to PC gamers.
So they'd be a monopoly.
Yeah, they want to monopolize just the distribution aspect of it. And he brought up points like they've been hit with lawsuits and antitrust lawsuits and stuff before for monopolizing certain aspects of the Windows platform. But the new Windows Store, Microsoft, in his opinion, wants every game developer to develop their software, their games and stuff to be compatible and sold through the Windows Store only, not directly to consumers. And the reason he says this is because certain aspects of the Windows Store is the only way, like if your game's not compatible with UWP through the Windows Store, that you won't get certain features of Windows available to you unless you've been approved for the Windows Store. At least that's what I read from the article. He later came out and recanted his assumption, saying that he had no basis to think that Microsoft was involved in this long-term plan to consolidate distribution in this way. But I think it made a lot of sense to me, the way that Microsoft would want to control the content through their store, basically like Apple does. Like if you want to make an iOS app, you have to go through the Apple Store and get it approved, and Apple gets a cut of every every one you sell. And yes, there are ways to sideload apps and stuff, but it's, considerably dangerous and can brick your system and stuff if you do it wrong. And so I think that it makes sense that, why wouldn't Microsoft want to be in control of all aspects of distribution? They'd be taking a cut too. So it's not like they have no financial motivation. So I think in the long term, it was a reasonable sort of conspiracy theory to think about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will. Yeah, while he did go back. It kind of makes me wonder about him, because he said that like there's Phil Spencer, who he's pals with which Phil Spencer came out and publicly said we've always been an open, like Windows has always been open to developers and whatnot. And he says we continue to do it, and we'll be revealing more to our developers, at the end of the month or something like that. And he even said that, I think in that Polygon, that there's people, he goes, Microsoft is kind of like this black box, you don't know what's inside. He goes, I do know some people there who are really good people and who just, have really high morals and whatnot. And then he goes on to say, but there's people there I don't know. And it seems like he's more doing, his thoughts were more based out of fear and like not being familiar with some people, but it's the business world. You're going to meet people you don't know. So, it doesn't mean they're out to get you. I will say that, but he raises a good point, and I think as consumers, we just need to keep our eyes out for this. While Microsoft is not doing what he said they're going to do, and they do have an open application, it is, as Jonathan said, just as easy for them down the road to change their mind and flip that switch. Because that's all they have to do, is say, hey, you got to...
Okay. This doesn't make sense, though.
No, it
because
doesn't.
if they did that and they took over all control of distribution, do you think they're going to get developers? No. And they want developers.
No,
they're doing this because they just want to generate more business.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying it's not...
They want to be competitive in the market.
They want to be competitive. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am saying we can't just sit there and say, oh, this will never happen. I'm just saying as consumers, we always just need to be aware that it could happen and hold companies responsible. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
By what? Not buying their shit?
No.
Because that worked with EA.
By speaking out against like these types of possibilities, to say no, we won't stand for you creating a system in which Steam no longer works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we want to be able to buy our software directly from the people who are making the games, and we don't want it to have to go through your ass, Microsoft.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, all that stuff he said in his article, I went and tried. I downloaded some third-party app stores because it mentioned something about how you wouldn't be able to run anything but the Windows App Store or something it said. So I downloaded a third-party app store and I was able to get into it, no problem. So a lot of what this guy said was just, like Jonathan said, a paranoid rant. But what I think has
That's
some...
what you think. For all you know, he came back in time to stop the uprising of Microsoft.
Maybe he did. I was going to say, it is pretty fishy because he sits there and he says that he spent like 18 months or something talking with Microsoft about this, so he was like in the know for like 18 months, and then when Phil Spencer says, oh, we're doing this and all that, he goes, oh, good, I'm looking forward to this, and it's just kind of like weird that he apparently knew how the system worked, but he doesn't know how the system worked. It's like, it was weird how
Say hi to John Connor for me.
It makes me wonder if like Microsoft got to him or something. We have your family hostage.
It's like we let your son go. It's like, okay, I'll say whatever you want. Just let him go.
Yes. That's exactly what happened. But no, I don't think. I think it would be incredibly dumb, especially because it makes no sense for Microsoft to sit there and copy their competition. You want to separate yourself from your competition, so you don't want to do what Apple does. So you always want to do something different than what your competition is doing, in my opinion. But anyway,
be vigilant. Hold the companies accountable, and I hope I don't have to go through the Windows Store.
That's why they're trying to change it, though. That's why they're trying to improve it.
Yeah, and I will say a lot of these,
I'm not a Windows. 3 of us uses almost all Mac products. I only use, I've got an Xbox, but I've got
loser.
I only use my PC for work because I have to, but
right.
This doesn't make sense. They're not trying to be an evil corporation that's taking over the world. They're just trying to make more money.
And I will say this:
and alienating their developers is not going to do that. Yeah. They know that.
And I will say this: a lot of these monopolistic things that Microsoft had gotten in trouble with was when Bill Gates ran things, and Bill Gates is known to be an aggressive little shit. So.
What asshole giving all of his money to charity, trying to cure malaria, trying to bring clean water to the third world.
He's such a jerk.
No. I was going to say, he's a nice guy now, but you go and look up.
God damn it, Sean, you go cure something.
I was going to say no.
Yeah, what's a multi-billion-dollar company doing?
Seriously, look up any interview, and they'll tell you how hard it was to work with Bill Gates and how aggressive that guy was. So, as a businessman, he was pretty damn I'm going to eliminate all competition. So, good now he's using this energy to go, I'm going to eliminate all diseases. So.
Yeah, I know him and Steve Jobs were constantly fighting over who was on top.
Oh.
Sexually.
Yeah, I was figuring you were going there.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you really enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to keep up with everything we're doing, hit the subscription button on the video. And if you want to see more 2-Bit podcast videos, hit the video on the right. Or if you want to see some 2-Bit reviews, hit that video on the left. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.